Hello, I'm Janice Carthon, and welcome to another edition of Realizing Potential. Today on the show we have Dr. Candice Pitts, who is an assistant professor here at Albany State University in the Department of English. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
First of all, Dr. Pitts, tell us a little bit about your background.
Well, I am originally from Belize in Central America. Mm-hmm. I met Dr. Claude Perkins, who was a representative of Albany State University at a college fair in Belize when I was a student at St. John's Junior College. Mm-hmm. And he encouraged me to apply to Albany State University. I did. The Department of Athletics offered me a basketball scholarship to attend Albany State University. And I was admitted to the English department to do my bachelor's in English here at Albany State University. I graduated in 2004. I was offered a scholarship to do my master's at The Ohio State University. And I recently defended my dissertation. In fact, in July of this year.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. At Howard University.
Okay, great. So, Dr. Pitts, you just defended your dissertation. Tell us a little bit about the focus of your dissertation and some of the findings.
Right. Mm-hmm. So my dissertation concentrates on nationalism in the Anglophone Caribbean, and specifically on Jamaica Kincaid, Margaret Cecilia Thompson, and Z. Edgell. And how they represent the nationalist movement respectively in Belize, Jamaica, and Antigua. And my major concern in the dissertation is that the concept of nation is limited and exclusionary. And from what we understand and know about a nation, it's the European-derived term that they use to define their own countries, that during the eras of colonialism did not account for their colonies. In fact, they only accounted for the colonies in as much as these colonies were able to help build the economy of their nations. And the fact that during the nationalist movement in the Anglophone Caribbean, nation builders use this concept that is already limited and exclusionary to define their movement, created some of the problems that they face. And in addition to that, during the nationalist movement in the Anglophone Caribbean, women were cast on the periphery. Even though they contributed tremendously to the nationalist movement, their contributions were not acknowledged or documented in the country's historical records. And so these Caribbean women writers who helped to craft some of these debates about the limitation of nation question the inclusiveness of nation, and many of their female characters either completely challenge, supplant the concept of nation and gesture towards alternative ways of defining belongingness. In fact, in many of these countries, homosexuals and other submerged identities are not accounted for by this, or not accounted for in the laws and in the constitutions of these nations, and therefore inhabit, feel sense of unbelongingness. And so many of these writers and their female subjectivities gesture towards different ways of defining nation or defining belongingness.
And you mainly use surveys and content analysis. What was some of the methods what were some of the methods that you used to collect the data? Was it surveys or content analysis?
Content analysis, really. Read many texts from that discuss the nationalist movement in the Anglophone Caribbean, and many of the novels actually raise some of these concerns and gesture towards ways of addressing and hopefully solving them.
Wow, that sounds really interesting. And so tell us, why Albany State? Why did you decide to come to Albany State as a professor?
Well, Albany State, besides the fact that it's very welcoming and warm, the Department of English and many of the impressive professors that I have met during my tenure here at Albany State University are still here, and some of them are not, and they are still my lifelong mentors. I believe that Albany State University was one of the launching pads that helped me to become the professional that I am today. In fact, in 2002, Dr. Claude Perkins saw some potentials in me and encouraged me to attend Albany State University. I did. I realized my potentials, and now I am coming back to help other students realize their potentials.
That's great. So what are the classes you will be teaching for the fall?
I will be teaching at some point I will be teaching Caribbean literature, which is my interest. But this fall I will be teaching African American literature, which is another one of my interests, and composition.
Okay. What advice would you give to others who may want to come to Albany State University?
I would definitely encourage them to come. There is intellectual rigor. It's in my department, and I'm sure in the university in general. There are very helpful professors in these departments, and one of Albany State's motto is to not only recruit students, but to retain them and to ensure that they graduate. So we will make sure that you graduate.
And so I'm going to ask you one of these questions. What role do you see HBCUs playing in the recruitment of international students and faculty?
I cannot speak on all HBCUs in general.
Okay, and that's fine.
But I can say that Albany State did do an excellent job recruiting me, and whatever they did then, they should continue to do, or go back to basics and continue to do that. And besides recruiting me, as I've mentioned, Albany State made sure that I graduated. And in addition to that, made sure that I attended a graduate institution. I was actually admitted to Ohio State through one of the programs that Albany State promoted at the time. We went on a campus visit at The Ohio State University, and I met the chair of the department, Dr. Valerie Lee, who became one of my mentors, and she encouraged me to attend The Ohio State University. I was offered a scholarship by the department, and I graduated with my master's. But I said this to say that I was able to do that through one of the programs that Albany State promoted at the time.
Okay, so where do you see yourself, like, let's say three years from now? What else would you like to accomplish?
Well, I want to continue to reach the highest level of myself, both as a professor and certainly as a human being. And just continue to do my best to be the best professor that I can do. I want to invest more in my scholarship. I want to certainly publish my dissertation. I'm also working on a novel. I intend to publish that sometime soon. So really, I want to continue to reach the highest level of myself, to fundamentally live a life pleasing to God. That is my major concern. And to be of service to everyone else that I encounter.
That's awesome. So who are some of your mentors?
I have so many. I am committed to fostering great relationships with people that I encounter, and especially people that I admire and that I want to learn more from in this profession. I became interested. I initially wanted to be a lawyer, and I attended junior college in Belize, where I met this wonderful, amazing instructor, Yvette Holland, and just her energy in class and her interest in English literature just made me became interested in that as a field. And so certainly she's one of my mentors. I probably have not said this to her face to face as yet, but she is certainly instrumental in my decision in pursuing my degrees in English literature. And then here at Albany State University, I have so many. Dr. Joyce Cherry, with whom I'm staying at the moment. Dr. Cynthia Bennett from the College of Business, Dr. Mons. Dr. Valerie Lee from The Ohio State University, and certainly Dr. Williams, who is the chair of the English department at Howard University. They are impressive and dynamic professors who continue to inspire students to reach the highest level of their potentials. And eventually, I would like to be that professor to students.
What advice would you give to other students who are thinking about or considering coming to Albany State? What would you tell those students to help them make up their mind that Albany State is a great place?
I can only speak from my experience, and as I've mentioned, the English department at Albany State has been and continue to be instrumental in the in developing the professional that I am today. Professors are willing to work with students on a one-to-one basis. It is never our philosophy. At the very least, it is not my philosophy to fail any student. I want to help students to succeed and to reach the highest level of their potentials. And the professors from department to department across this campus are willing to help students to not only attend Albany State University, but to make sure that they graduate and become productive citizens.
Definitely. So, Dr. Pitts, is there anything else you would like to share with our viewers?
I am happy to be here at Albany State University. It's my honor to be back at this great institution that has done so much in influencing me, in educating me, and in helping me to understand my role on this world stage, understand my situatedness in the world in relation to other people. And as a professor, I certainly want to help students to discern what roles they should be playing on the world stage.
Great. And what year did you graduate from Albany State University?
In 2004.
Wow. And now you have your doctorate. And again, I want to say congratulations to you. And we're so happy to have you here as a professor at Albany State University.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
Viewers, this has been a special edition of Realizing Potential. I'm Candice Carthon. Have a great day.